Hey everyone, it's time for Isaac's Saturday race tips. Now today I look at 3 tracks. I look at Caulfield, Royal Randwick and also a few races at Morphettville. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off at Caulfield, race 2, the Blue Gum Farm Vobis Gold Distaff. Now it's a 1400 metre. Number 1, Cirileo Missed, the favourite at $1.85 is my pick for this one. Damien Oliver on board. A great run at Bendigo, so hopefully it can take that nice run, that strong run, and bring it in today at Caulfield. Should get a win. Race 3 is the Vobis Sires Guineas 1600 metre. Number 2, Chartrace. Ethan Brown on board, currently at $4.60, drawn barrier 10. Now, Chartrace came 4th last start at Bendigo, which was a 1400 metre. So it's got the extra 200 metres to work with in this race, but it needs a spark at the straight. It needs that push, and it needs to stay up with, I guess, the front horses, those leaders. We look at that race at Bendigo, and it just didn't really make a move. It didn't have that spark. It didn't have that extra push coming up to the straight, which saw it just not push up to those 3 horses in front of it. I would like to see a bit more of a powerful ride in this one from the jockey Ethan Brown coming up to that straight, especially maybe a placing for Chartrace, as I'm leaning towards number 10, the Claymont. Craig Williams on board, currently at $8.50. It's a market mover. The punter showing a lot of love coming up to the race. Really nice win at Cranbourne with Brett Preble on board. It was a 1600 metre, so it's used to the distance, and it had the blinkers on in that race. So it's first time with Craig Williams on board. We'll see how this duo pans out. Race 6 is the Showdown 1200 metre. Only the one pick for me, and it's number 2, Sir Bailey. Jamie Carr on board, currently at $5. It goes okay with the 1200 metres, but his win was with Jamie Carr in the 1300 metre a few runs back. It's got a good fight, this horse. It's got a really good fight in him, and you love to see that. You love to see this horse hitting the line strong, and maybe we can see that again in the showdown today. Race 7 is the Spendthrift Australia Vobis Gold Sprint 1200 metre. Number 2, Shelby 66, John McNeil on board. Now, you probably know, if you've watched my Saturday race tips in the past, I love this horse. John McNeil on board, as I mentioned, currently at $9.50. So good odds, but I'm a little less confident in this horse today. It's going from wet to dry tracks. So it had those races in Sydney on those heavy tracks, on those wet tracks, and now it's coming back to Victoria, where it is dry, where it is, I would say, better weather, better track conditions. We'll see if it can adapt in this race, but I'd love to see Swatsat, the favourite, go well. And also I'm leaning towards the Astrologist, who is at $4.40. Fred Kersley on board for the Astrologist. The Astrologist, we've seen in the past, it goes well with 1200 metres for at least a placing. It is one of those horses who puts up a great effort and never gives up. So we'll certainly see that, I think, in this race today. But yeah, there's about 4 horses which really stand out in this race. Shelby 66, as I mentioned, I'd love to see it get the win, but still, the track conditions, wet to dry, big question mark for me. Race 8 is the IRT Vobis Gold Mile, Just the one pick. It's number 6, Umgawa, drawn the inside barrier with barrier 1, but it's got a lot of time to work with. It can get into a comfortable position in the race, especially with a jockey like Damien Oliver on board, currently at $6. This duo between Oliver and Umgawa, it's been performing really well. Last start was a 1600 metre at Flemington. It just won. And to see this horse fight, to see this horse do a lot of work, really hard work, to get the win and hit the line strongly, Umgawa's certainly got a chance in the Vobis Gold Mile today at Caulfield. Race 9 is the Widden Stud Bell Esprit Stakes, 1100 metre. I've gone with number 2, General Bow, Damien Lane on board, currently at $7. It's had a couple placings lately, so last win was in September last year. Hopefully it can just copy and paste that run into this year, into today in this race, because you look at that win last year, same track and same jockey, so hopefully the same result today for General Bow. Let's move off to Randwick. Now, race 4 is the Precise Air Handicap. It's an 1800 metre. Number 6, Irish Sequel with Willie Pike on board, currently at $5. Maybe a placing. I'm leaning more towards number 7, Mr. Gee, Tommy Berry on board, currently at $6.50. It has the distance, this horse, but we'll see how it handles the heavy track today. Race 7 is the Furphy Handicap, 1100 metre. Now, you know, these past few weeks I've been looking at favourites, I've been looking at roughies, because with these heavy track conditions, at times anything can happen, and we've seen that in the past few weeks, I would say. But I'm confident with this favourite at $1.55, number 2, Andermatt, barrier 5, J-Mac on board from the James Cummings stable. Last start was an 1100 metre on with the heavy track conditions, and it won. So it goes well. It goes really well, and to see that strength and to see that this horse, I reckon, adapt to different track conditions and get nice wins, and Matt's on top for me in the Furphy Handicap today. Race 8 is the Drinkwise Mile. Now, I've been thinking of this horse this last week or so, and it freshened up for 3 weeks. It's coming off that break. Number 5, La Chevrolet, Sam Clipperton on board, currently at $4. It would be great to return with a solid win. Still, just like a few other horses today, question mark with the track conditions, especially at Randwick. But La Chevrolet, I reckon with Sam Clipperton on board, might come back with a bang, or the least it could do is a placing for me, fingers crossed. Race 9 is the Agency Handicap, 1300 metre, number 4, O President, J-Mac on board, currently at $3. It likes a soft 7, so hoping maybe the weather holds off before race 9, etc. Now, this horse might get a winner, might get a placing. We've seen that in the past. It can just miss out, which is unfortunate. And I look at O President, and I look at what I've said about, you know, liking the soft 7, etc., but might pull out a surprising win. And that's the same as number 10, Zing. Currently at $8, Sam Clipperton on board. This horse has gone well with a soft 7 in the past, and it has really stayed in the pack during its races. It just needs, I would like to see today maybe an outside swinging run, and I'm sure Sam Clipperton can manufacture that with barrier 10. So Zing's a chance, maybe a box Quinella between O President and Zing. That'd be fantastic to see. Race 10 is the Randwick Handicap, 1400 metre. I've finished off my tips at Randwick with the favourite at $4. Number 2, Francesco Guardi, J-Mac on board. It won a 1600 metre at the end of last year at this track, but it was a good 4. So we'll see how this horse goes with the heavy track conditions. You know what, these past few weeks, I'm not going to lie, these Sydney races, I have been nervous with my tips, watching the races, and a few have landed, but I've been more lucky with Caulfield, and I've been getting most of my tips at Caulfield. It's those track conditions, and we've seen that in the past, and we've seen roughies pull up out of nowhere and get fantastic wins, and that leads me straight into my Morphettville tip. So race 6, the Group 3 Irwin Stakes, bit of a tongue twister, 1100 metre, number 1, Trekking. Now, it is the favourite at $2.45. It's coming off 3 week. It had a freshener, so it won the jump out on the 14th of April. Going okay, but I'd love to see a horse like Shimino at $26 to win, $9 to place. I'd love to see Shimino have a nice run. It is a big ask from this horse, as it has been off, I would say, recently. But the main horse that I want to focus on, besides Trekking, who I think can win, is Instant Celebrity. Now, we saw this horse in the past have brilliant wins, go really well with jockey Craig Williams on board. Today at Morphettville, maybe, just maybe, can get a win and can get back on track and string a few great runs together. Race 7 is the Furphy handicap. It's a 1600 metre, number 1 harbouring. Zach Spain on board. It is my roughie at $17. Maybe a surprising run. It's been going well with distance, so around that 1400 mark, etc. We'll see how it goes with the mile today at the 1600 metres. If not harbouring, more confident pick for a placing would be number 2, Unlaced. And to finish off my Saturday race tips, we look at race 8, the Redelva Stakes, 1100 metre, number 3, Heresy, to win for me at $4.20. But gee, it would be awesome for Magic Max to cause an upset at $7. Last start came second, just missed out, just got caught. So hopefully Magic Max might cause an upset to Heresy and finish on top today at Morphettville. Folks, it's going to be a fantastic day of racing. It's a jam-packed one, that's for sure. Gee, I'll be sitting in front of that telly, that's for sure, and having a bit of fun watching the races. As always, if you are taking a punt, good luck, and as always, gamble responsibly. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video out to your friends and family. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And for more content, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram.